Secretly, I waited over 10 years to speak with Barbadian-born jockey Juan Crawford after seeing him on the BBC documentary film Barbados at the Races back in 2010. From that time, he was the one jockey I knew that I had to interview. I guess this may seem surprising to some, but just like him, I imagine that it all started with a dream. I didn't know much about Juan Crawford at the time, but to me, he had the eyes of a champion in the making. Juan Crawford is a jockey who started his career in Barbados, and it hasn't always been rosy, as he explained. Crawford, as they call him, started his career in 1994 at the Garrison Savannah in sunny Barbados. And that was when he rode his first ride. As a young jock, he was very excited to be in the races. But as fate would have it, he got injured the very next race. He ended up winning his first race in 1995 the following year. After that first win, it took Crawford 2 full years to win another race, making it a grand total of 2 wins. In Barbados, Juan Crawford won his first jockey title back in 1998 as an apprentice and continued to win the jockey's title for the next 2 years also. After winning these championship titles, being champion took him to islands like Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Martinique to ride races. This is an experience he has never forgotten. In 2002, Juan Crawford made another move which would take him to the frigid land of Winnipeg, Canada, and he was very eager and excited to finally win some more races and expand on his resume as a jock. Landing in Winnipeg, he quickly realized that he had some other challenges, including discrimination and, of course, the good old Canadian weather. He spent 2 years in Winnipeg, and with one altercation with another jock, he found himself back in Barbados, competing on the Garrison Savannah. In 2006, when Zook won the Barbados Triple Crown, Juan Crawford was the one who piloted this brilliant horse to all 3 victories. He gave all thanks to the owner of the horse, Big D. Edwards, and the trainer, Naz Isa, at the time. Before winning the Triple Crown with Zook, Juan Crawford had tried to win the Barbados Derby, but instead, he just won the Barbados Derby trials for 4 years straight. Riding in the big pond at Woodbine racetrack, it's easy to get lost in the shuffle of jockeys, but Juan Crawford reflects on the accomplishments he earned while living in Barbados and the people that he helped him to earn these accomplishments while he was there. Crawford rode many races for trainers like Lord Michael Taylor, Liz Dean, Bill Marshall, William Clark, Clayton Greenidge, Naz Isa, and of course, Charlie Jones. In 2010, Juan Crawford found himself back in Winnipeg, but his stay there didn't last too long. And he found himself in 2011 riding in Ontario, where he was introduced to Fort Erie and the Woodbine racetrack where he currently rides. Juan Crawford had his best career season during the year 2022 and has opened the eyes of many within the horse racing family at the Woodbine racetrack. So I reached out to Juan, and he agreed to speak with me and to show me a typical morning in his life and how he goes about his business. After recording the first few scenes of this short, I began to gather a much bigger picture of who Juan Crawford really is and the kind of person that he had grown into. And I knew that I had to go to Barbados to see where his path and love for the horses first started. In this short, you will hear from the many men and women of the Woodbine racetrack where Juan Crawford presently rides, and you will also hear from one of his mentors and also his mom.
See how I can get that worked out for him.
How's Steve coming along?
Not bad, you know what I mean? Like, so far, all the horses that he rode here, he did very well with. A few of them that I was supposed to ride and I couldn't at the time. But when I explained how to ride the horses, he did it to the best of his ability and he got performance. He got a win out of one, two of them second out of another. So that was still good. I was still pleased.
Is he an apprentice?
No, he's a journeyman also. I don't think when he came here, he was an apprentice at the time, but still young and green to race riding. He don't ride as much. I know he rode a few in Trinidad. He won some races here also as an apprentice. But so far, so good.
Life of a jockey.
Yeah.
The road you guys take, man.
Yeah. Some people might see it as a better road sometimes. There's no better road. Maybe it's easier on some of them, but not all of them. All of them still gotta come out and perform the same very day, you know. Sometimes it's not always having the best horse. Sometimes the best trip can make the great difference. Have the best horse and don't get a good trip. You get stuck in the pack somewhere, you know, nowhere to go. Just keep trying.
Have you had your first stakes at Woodbine yet?
No, I haven't won. Like I rode about 4 of them. Of the 4, ran like 3/3. 2 of them I thought I had a winning shot, but I mean 2 of the horses they had personal problems, you know, like trouble with the feet. Didn't get vet work that would have been needed. Get the vet work on time, and after that they came back and beat the same horses that beat them in the state race, and they got the work done on them.
So I guess we're just waiting right now to get horse ready and.
Yeah, they on the next side there. Get that one going. Get started up.
So, tell me a little bit about your background with Barbados. You know how well you did there before you made this journey to Canada.
Well, Barbados started out in riding school in 93, 94, and then started race riding in 1994 as an apprentice. Left the riding school and met me Challenger Jones at the time. Then left his barn, was riding for Liz Dean and Bill Marshall. Had lots of success and learned lots with the horses is concerned. Dealing with Bill Marshall because he's like, well, you're not only a good little rider, you're a horseman because you actually love the horses. So he started showing me lots of things, you know, with the preparation of horses and different issues that occur and how to manipulate a training program to suit even horses with problems. And lots of that I learned and traveled with that with me mentally. And also even some of the horses here that might have 1, 2 little issues, I'll be able to like manipulate them with the trainer and still keep them fit and at the same time, but to be as quiet and subtle and training so you don't be too harsh on them. That by the time you get there, you know, the horse is ready to perform, they're fit enough and everything. If it's that work needed, you get that work done and you know you get your success out of it. So then from Bill Marshall, rode most of the bigger barns there and won lots of races, state races, championships, and also was rough in between, but still persevered all of the time and being able to dominate. He learned a lot over the years. Before I came back to Canada, because I came to Canada in 2002, first time I went to Winnipeg. The road there was a little rough. Went back in 2003, rode again, and then was stuck. So had the issues there with another rider, went back to Barbados, rode there until 2010, left Winnipeg in 2011 and came here with Patrick husband's brother, because he said, well, you know, do not go back there, you know, just stay. He set up with the brother, had horses, Anthony husband, so that's where I went to Fort Erie with Anthony, started up, get rolling, came here, and the end of that meet, ended up winning my first race with old man Sam Parrow. So from there it was a journey, because I never went back to Winnipeg. Went on to other tracks and everything and rode, but never went back to Winnipeg to ride. That was a trip on my first.
So you're pretty happy here at Woodbine?
Yeah, it is. It is still good to be here.
Up to the main track.
Slow started. I had a few issues with her, but so far no, she's doing well. So I was pleased with this work here. Before she ran, she would have been running this weekend, and the race carried over. So now that gave her extra breeze, and it's much better for this one here. So I'm much more pleased with that work there. So from here now, she gets to run. It should give me a solid first run.
Do you remember the names of the horses and how they work? Does that all stick in your memory?
Yeah, I remember. You know, very oddly, my name might slip me for a bit, but I remember the horse and remember the way it breathes. Sometimes I gotta work the clock just for matching times on my own program. Otherwise than that, I'm more concentrate on actually how well they breathe. Morning time, blessings. Yes, I am. and just the feel of the horse is very important for me, fitness wise, and comparing it to the race they're actually going to, and that makes a great difference. So the names that, and the barn I ride, I know all of the names of the horses like that. And then there's other barns that I ride for. All of them I don't always remember the names, maybe the first time, but getting them again, then I'm locked in with a few of them, because lots of them have nicknames and not using the racing title names. That makes a difference there.
Sir, are you in there?
Good morning.
Pretty good. Good morning. Good morning. It's a pretty good memory, though.
Yeah.
Hi, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what time we'll be at the mistress?
Yeah, the riding school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the great times.
There.
Yeah, the most fun days ever. Riding is concerned. It was tons of fun.
I'm Crawford.
Morning,
All
Simon.
right, man.
All right.
Morning.
All right.
Morning.
Yeah. My riding school at home. It was a great day.
Great Miss B.
Yeah.
It's your character.
Yeah.
Tough lady to deal with.
all kind of riding techniques you would have had to learn in that riding school.
All right.
From show jumping to dressage to stunt riding. Two, hold up. You did it all.
Hey. God damn.
Marge,
Morning.
Good morning.
Crawford, you beating that one?
How you doing,
Yes.
buddy?
Take it.
Good.
Why doesn't he take?
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. Just tell me, what do you know about Juan Crawford? Can you tell me a little bit about him?
Oh, not very much. I met him in Winnipeg when he was riding there. Guess it, I haven't used him here yet. This is the
First
beginning
time?
of when I've been using him. Yeah, just lately because my other rider disappeared. So, yeah.
What's your name?
Marge Patterson.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess we're heading out. She looks ready.
Yeah.
We got somebody out yet?
Marge Patterson. How long you been training for?
I got my first license when I was 18, I think.
18.
Yeah. I'm 65.
You started out where? In Toronto or
No, in Winnipeg.
in Winnipeg, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never got started that year with the horse that I had, and then I had to rewrite my test. Actually, a couple of times before. Are they out yet?
Yeah, take a study.
You good to go? You working in company?
Yes.
Ah, perfect.
Slow down there.
I bet that's the first time a guy asks you that. I recognize you're Irish too, so you probably got a good sense of humor. Are you Irish actually?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. I didn't want to assume again, but that's what I heard.
You'll hear it.
That's pretty cool.
Not very shy.
Not so much.
So, Sarah Ritchie, tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford.
I don't know anything really about Juan.
I don't know anything very much about him either. He's very shy.
He's a nice guy.
Very
Works
quiet.
hard. Yeah, nice guy. Works hard.
I guess you're gonna find out.
Well, he's not on her horse.
Yeah.
That's right, David's on your horse.
Yeah.
Oh.
One, two more. One guy would do at 8:30. That's switched now, so I'll just get out of it. I have to get it like that. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm going to be here tomorrow here for a
So you do most of your riding for Bev?
Yeah, in the mornings, like I have horses that I breeze on the outside. I want two of them that I gallop otherwise than Bev. But most mornings, there's so much horses I have there by Bev that I get on personally. So I'll get those out. Plus this time of year, it is not as busy as early in the year because most of the horses racing consecutively and most of the barns have gallop riders allotted to them, so the breathing or the working class is concerned. That is where my job would kick in some of the other barns.
Okay.
Sorry, Ron. Harry wants to go home.
She was good. Yeah, one was a...
So your slots are pretty busy, man.
Yeah.
You don't stop.
No, I don't got no stopping time. You don't get somebody stop for us the minute if a horse is finished getting tacked or making a turn or something, but otherwise than that it's up and down all morning long till I leave here. As soon as I jump off my last horse, call the wife, I'm ready.
Are you a little bit more busier this year than the past?
Not really, like riding wise, I would say so, but usually every morning, even when I wasn't winning as much as I am now or doing as good as I would say, my morning still was busy because I would either galloping for someone else, but there's just like lots of horses that I get on all year round, you know, and that was going on for years. Just some of the barns that I was in before, I would just gallop in the barns, but lots of them never really had the opportunity to ride none of the horses, you know, so it was more or less like a gallop rider, get paid for galloping. I just put a stop on that and concentrate differently on, you know, like even with Bev, put a little more time in there because I'm putting time into other people's barns and don't ride the horses. They're doing good, and then the horses I'm riding by Bev are lacking. So I'm like, no, this is nonsense. So I just concentrate on correcting the issues in the barns there by Bev, and she just let me do my thing, and you know, so but she trusts me and she trusts my judgment to know about if I say, well, trains, we need this, she'll be like, all right, it won't be a fight about it because it's always to benefit the horse, you know. So busy always, there's no downtime here. I might get a late start in the morning. The Bev will say, well, you know, you've been going so hard, instead of coming for 6 or 6:30, you come for 7. Or that's for me like an off day, you know, half an hour.
A few more hours.
Yeah, you know, so that would be an off day for me. Otherwise, there's no off days. You know, I guess when 4th year is finished, maybe I might get Monday off. Otherwise than that, is 7 days a week till this thing is over.
So it's safe to say you and Bev got a pretty good connection right now.
Yeah, like for years, that I was riding, getting on some of the horses here, you know, but this year And last year, we just spent more time concentrating on building up the business to the best ability and getting rid of horses that, you know, just ain't gonna cut it. But the next level and the next step that we're looking forward to. And now we're having better producer horses to still show up with. So just concentrating on, you know, the next step, the next better set of horses, and eradicate the ones that not gonna make that step.
All right, that's perfect, man. Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
Steve Jadu.
Steve Jadu.
Yeah.
How long you been at Woodbine for?
Just last year.
Just last year?
Yeah.
Just like
So,
1 year?
Yeah.
And originally, where are you from?
Trinidad and Tobago.
And now you're making Woodbine your home.
Yeah. I am.
Tell me a little bit about, what do you know about Juan Crawford?
Well, he's a hard-working guy, as always. We both here all the time at Bells, doing the job, getting it done, you know. It's me and him all the time. He's a guy, he goes out there, he tries really hard, he gives it his best shot, you know, and most of the time, as you can see, he's always bringing home the long odds, which is good. And I mean, people like seeing that, right? So, and even if he's on a good horse too, he gets the job done no matter what. So, yeah, he's a really hard-working guy.
I've been watching some of your races too, and you bring home some of the long ones too.
Yeah, you know, the long, it's nice actually hitting the board with the long odds one. You know, it feels good though, because most of the time I don't get like the favorites to ride, so and if you can compete with those and beat those, it actually feels really good.
I think it was last week when I saw actually you had the longest shot in the same race as Juan, and you came second, he came third.
This is also a touch of rouge. Yeah, this is a. I just got a little no room by the quarter pole, as I was going through, you know.
So that gives you a little high hopes for the future as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. I love working with the trainer as well, you know. It's really nice working with her. She's giving me some good shots. And
That helps.
oh yeah, most of our horses have been out there with her.
I make him work hard though. I make him work very hard.
Oh yeah, working hard is the key, you know.
I like hard-working men anyways.
There you go.
Working hard is the key to success, you know. So.
Please, and after her, we've got Maxine. Okay.
All right,
Our
thank you.
hard-working grooms here, as you can see.
Oh yeah, males and females, everyone works hard. It's a business of hard work, you know.
Oh yeah.
You
It's
can't
really
forget
nice
that.
coming here in the mornings, just being around, being on the horses and stuff. I enjoy it.
And how long you been riding for? Like since Trinidad?
Yeah.
About how long? How many years?
Since 2012.
Okay.
It's just like four of us doing it. My uncle, my dad, and my brother. So
Have you
I'm the
ridden?
last one, yeah.
You ridden races in Trinidad also?
Yeah.
You been pretty good down there?
Not so hot up down there, you know. Because my uncle, he dominated down there all the time for many years. And then, like my brother, myself, and my dad, we just there.
So this is a chance for you to break.
Actually make something good and head up. Like I've always, when I left home, I always wanted to come out to a good track and ride. But I ended up out west in a smaller track. Didn't do good out there. I fell within like 2 months. Getting out there, I fell, so it's kind of like down for me. And then
Exactly which track was that?
It's Marcus Downs, a little small track out there. One of my friend of mine, he got a link for me to come up, so I said, you know what, Trinidad didn't have much for me anyways to offer, so try to take the opportunity I can get to come out here. And then after that I came out here in the end of 2020 and started working for McKnight's. I got a job right away as soon as I came, so just...
Well, thank you, sir.
Yes, for sure.
And best of luck to you.
Yes.
One love.
Done.
will we ever see Juan Crawford looking flashy, or any of that kind of stuff?
Oh yeah. When I come to races, I dress in a different manner than my morning. It's cold now, so I got to dress to suit in the morning. But most mornings I'll be dressing and neat and tidy.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah, summertime is a different ball game. I can dress different in the summer, you know. But for me, it's maintenance, because I avoid spending too much sun time, so I always use my morning time to balance my weight or whatever the case is. I don't prefer not to go. I have to sit in the sun and bake away for hours. All the time I have no choice. I might have to go lose a half hour or something. But otherwise than that, I avoid the sauna business.
So it must be pretty easier for you, because you diet all your life pretty much.
Yeah, that's my daily eating. My daily eating is different than I don't go. There's lots of things I wouldn't eat. You know, health-wise, makes no sense to eat them. So for me, a vegetarian diet, vegan on most of it, so makes maintenance easier, makes my life easier, and I'm happy to be eating it, so that's good for me.
That's pretty good.
You just take that
So
girl's temperature.
weight control is under.
Yeah, and that's a consistent something, you know, and then the amount of horses I get on in the morning, and then but what I eat is easy for my body to utilize it rapidly, you know. Metabolism is good and stay healthy. As seldomly I would ever be sick. You know, I can't remember when last I was to see a sick, and you know what I mean.
I guess that's one of the things I never even thought about, like jockeys getting sick, like how regular, you know, they get sick and so forth, you know.
Yeah, but even sometimes you might start to feel a little sick, and within a day or two you're normal again, because it's your body, like, you're constantly on the move and you're constantly getting the sweat out of it, so your body constantly detoxing itself. You know, some people don't like sweating, when sweating is a part of good health. You know, if you don't sweat, your body not burning those toxins that it can't get no other way out, then you're in trouble.
That's true.
Yeah, so the sweat part is very important. So I utilize mine in the morning. It makes life easier for me.
Do you have a regular regiment routine that you do every morning, or not really?
Besides wake up, give thanks for life, and you know, and for protection. Besides that, is have to work, get up my horses. When I go home, it's family time. You know, besides the time that I go home, check in, might get a little something to eat or whatever, and head back to the job. So lots of times I don't even have the time to eat. So
How many kids?
I have 4 boys and a girl. I have 3 boys here and my daughter. My older boy, he's in Barbados, but
Saying all you have, how many kids?
and I have 5 in all.
Five kids.
Yeah,
So he's a pretty busy man,
yeah,
hard-working man.
yeah. For me,
Hey, that's pretty awesome, man.
yeah. Those are everything to me. So you know, have those. So between myself and the wife, we got that burden to push. You know, when I'm here, she's at home with the children, and her job is not an easy job. Also, you know, she has a steady job with those children. When I'm here, when I get home, you know, I have to play my part. You know, and everybody works together as a team for the most of it. But it's not, children is not the easiest ones to deal with. Everybody with their own mindset, and she gotta put up with that till, you know, I'm there.
Yeah.
I always gotta give her great props and respect at all times. Yeah. She's my solid half.
Awesome. He just wants to go.
Well, if you argue with him too much, he just gets upset.
Morning, sir.
Devin, hurry, Papa.
That's a slow day. You're the man that helped him.
Yeah, very, very long.
So let's start from the beginning. Juan Crawford, who is he?
Well, one, he's basically my cousin, and that's my uncle's son. Yeah, very nice, decent human being. My uncle was really, really, really good to me in my young years growing up, and I always make that pledge to myself that I would always be good to his kids. And Juan, when he was growing up, I would always look out for him and his brothers. So he had that passion then for racing, and as he went into racing, I always decided I would support him along the journey. So there wasn't a race there that I would miss basically when it comes to racing with kids. Basically, yes, he grew up in the area.
Just take a shot around here so all his fans can see this area where Juan started out, man. You know. Very humble guy, man.
Humble.
Very humble guy.
And he was always like that from very little. Pleasant, mannerly, and everything that goes with it. He really had a lot of support from the surrounding communities. On a Saturday's race there, everyone would be heading to the garrison. Man, woman, and child. Everyone supported him.
Is he the only jockey from this area?
Yes.
And that's probably why? Or
maybe,
just because of him?
But the community not really like that. They tend to support, once you're a sports person or you're involved in anything at all, you get full support. Right. Well,
this is beautiful.
We always had chats. Every time there's a race there, I watch the races. You know me, I would come back and give him my input. From the time my son born, I had him in hands. I would take him also to the garrison. We go to a particular point at the garrison on the infield, where as he entering the parade ring, we would be right there that he can see us.
Support.
So that he would know that, yeah, we are all here. So we always shout him as he enter, and as the race finish, when he's going back into the jockey room or whatever, we will shout him and tell him good race. When racing is over, we go on the inside and we have a chat with him. To be quite honest, that is one that I would. One would be the one that would have to say that to you because I don't know where it came from. Because horse racing wasn't in our family, and I don't think that it was in his side either. Because there weren't anyone really into horses pursuing to be like jockey, or owner, groom, anything like that. So that is something that just came over him, and he just developed that passion for it, and he went after it.
Wow. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. So even before probably John time, there were a lot of guys between, you can say, Harlington, Gimsway, St. Martin's, and the surrounding areas that were into horse racing a lot. So when John got involved in the horse racing, it was easy for us in the community to continue to just support. Right.
I noticed a little bit about
but
that.
in Barbados, his name was always John.
Because the J is not silent in Barbados.
Right. Yeah, we call him John.
You know?
But I don't think that he would ever forget where he come from. Not John. He would never forget where he come from until the last breath he take on this earth. That's
Beautiful.
just him.
Beautiful.
That's just him. John, every now and then he would message me, I would message him. We would talk about racing. If I watch a race and he said, John, nothing is given to you easy. When you go on that track, you have to fight for those wins. Because everybody in that race wants to win that race. Whether you believe you have a horse that have the greatest chance or not, at least go and give that horse every chance that it is to give horses there. And I watched a couple races and I watched other jockeys at 10-1, 18-1, and these jockeys getting these horses there. And they say, John, here what they tell you, right? You see if you are ready, whether it is 20-1, 30-1, 2-1, give that horse every opportunity there is to be given in that race. If it means that the owner would see that I have done everything and there were nothing left for me to do. Never miss a race there with him.
And you like, from your words, man, you seem like you inspire him pretty well too, like a mentor.
Very much so. That's why he would tell me to come to me. Because any issues, conversating, having that family dialogue, you know, speaking about issues, we always had a very, very, very good relationship in regards to that. So as I said in the beginning, his uncle was very, very, very good to me. I can say his uncle is a part of who I am today. And for that, I give all the thanks. And I pledge never to turn my back on none of his children. And up to this day, that is what I continue to do.
That's beautiful, man.
And I will do that till my last breath.
That's beautiful.
Like, all the odds were stacked against him. And I had to tell him, John, I know that you're a strong individual. It's not always going to go the way you would want it to go, but what you have to do is maintain your character, be strong, and one day there's going to be that opening once you give it your all and show the world that I am better than what a lot of people may think. And once the opportunities presented themselves, he took it, and now he's reaping the rewards.
Yeah, he's having
Uncle was here, aunt here.
his uncle?
His uncle got passed away.
Uh-huh.
Aunt lived here. Yeah, there we go. The house behind is other aunts and uncles. Yeah, his father originally.
So lots of family around here.
Yeah. And then you know, come from that, my mom, that would be his aunt.
Okay.
Right. So his grandmother, she lived there.
This is Juan Crawford's grandma?
Yeah, she grandma, but she passed away. But his
Okay.
uncle and aunts live there, and the other aunt live here.
Oh, man.
He had when the other gap, he had lived in the other gap over there, but it was over by another uncle up there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's a closely knit community.
So I can see why the community would, you know, support
Yeah,
him and
very
he
much so.
go to the races, you know.
Right, and his family from his mother's side now, his uncle were more into football. So now the footballing community from St. Martin also they would have generated more support because of his uncle's side from the mother there as a footballing family.
Yeah.
So he had massive support.
What's the football team in this area called?
Well, it was St. Martin, Eastern United. In the earlier days, it would have been, can't even get the name called.
You just go on the side here, let this car come out.
Right. But up here, well, basically, was St. Martin's. So the team, and now presently, the name of the team is Eastern United.
Eastern United.
Yeah.
Which division they're playing in?
They were playing in third division.
Third division.
Yeah.
Young man doing some hard work.
Yeah. So, yeah, all these pastors and things, John ran around. Yeah. This is here now would be another one of his great uncles.
Right here?
Yeah. His father, uncle live here.
It's a lot of family, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of family. Juan Crawford, man.
Juan Crawford, yeah, good, very decent human being. Very, very decent.
I can see why he's so strong too, because I tell you, he's strong-minded. You know,
Yeah,
he's
very much
strong. So I can tell from sometimes a person has a silence, right?
Yeah.
And you can tell the strength within that, you know?
Yeah, it's very much so. Yeah, Fred. He was like that, but in his younger days, he was a little more sharp-tempered.
Oh, he was talkative.
But as he grew and he started to mature, you know, all of that went through the window, and he kind of like mellow off into that humble person. But never was a bad character. Never was. Was always a very, very good individual. Yeah. Yeah, so he gathered a lot of support from the communities. If it was a lot of time on it, there's another community over in Gimswick that, you know, Harson fraternity again, they was supporting him a lot as well.
Gimswick.
Yeah.
Gimswick.
Yeah, where we call Penny Hole. Yeah. But all here is still Harlington. So yeah, he lived between Harlington and you can consider up here St. Martin's.
It's a beautiful community also, you know.
Yeah, very much so.
Guys, everyone's working, everyone's doing something, you know. Staying busy.
Exactly. But John, you can say, I think his success has a lot to do with, yeah, his humbleness, but the support that he had from the communities. It would be like, yeah, I need to do that. I need to give back to my community.
Awesome, man.
And so he did.
Oh man,
and he really keep in touch. He really keep in touch with where he came from.
You can tell, and you can see it within, you know.
Yeah.
When I speak with him, I can just feel it right away, you know.
And it's still, and when he called, it is still auntie, it's still uncle, it's still everything. Yeah.
That's a lot of respect, man.
Yeah. You haven't lost it at all.
Yeah, sometimes people forget that, you know, and they don't always remember to say those things, you know. Awesome to hear. Man, I can smell the food in this community, man.
Yeah, this is Sunday, so you know for sure. Yeah, Sunday for sure. You didn't get that racist stew and stuff.
Oh man, I think it's called macaroni pie or something.
Macaroni pie and racist stew. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, fellas, I'm just recording. Don't be alarmed.
I'm talking about my man Juan Crawford, man. They know Juan Crawford?
Yeah. Yeah, they all around here is his community. Basically everyone around here. Everyone. As I said, he had massive support from around here. And I'm talking about from the old to the young.
Wow.
Yeah. Because my son was a little baby and hand. And we used to head to the garrison every Saturday once this racing.
That's a full community effort.
Yeah, full community. So, and this is where he...
And this is a beautiful area too.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, man.
Very much so.
Very beautiful.
Kind of like, it's kind of quiet, a quiet area, not a whole set of activity. So, like, there were always something to be involved in. Cricket, football, tennis, basketball, you know, keep you all occupied.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. His sister lives right here.
Yeah.
This
When you say support and motherly support, it gets no better than this.
Really?
Gets no better than that. Motherly support. This lady traveled the earth to be there for him.
Did she come to Toronto too?
Well, yeah, I think she went up to Canada already, but she will give you the details. She will give you everything that you need to know from her in relation to that. But when it comes to Juan and his support here, yeah, his driving force.
Beautiful.
Full.
Right here.
Support. Not even 100%. I think 150.
Right here.
Yeah, right here.
I think she just passed
Right,
there.
I can go.
So I can go in here?
Yeah, you can.
Hello. How you doing?
Yes.
Are you mama?
How are you doing?
Are you mama?
Yes, I am mama.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yes, I am mama.
Very nice to meet you. Can I shake your hand?
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, what is your name?
My name is Derek Headley.
Okay.
And I've been following Juan for a little while. And I know you call him Juan, right? Or
Yes.
John.
I call him John.
John.
His name is Juan.
So tell me a little bit about that, because I know from years ago I was hearing John, and then he came to Canada, and all of a sudden it was Juan. And Andrew calls him John too. So I was like, where did this all started?
Well, it started with somehow, like, I always like read a lot of novels and different things. So and like I want to call him John, but I want to give him the Spanish name.
Why the Spanish name?
Because as I said, you know, like you read a lot of novels, you watch a lot of movies and different things, so and you get like Juan Carlos and
Yes.
those names, and when you put it in English, it is John.
Yes.
So somehow that's what I fall in love with.
Yes.
So he's Juan and three.
Ah.
If you realize that both the names are Spanish names.
Nice, nice.
Right, so that's
I like your hair though. It looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very grateful.
Is this all for Independence Day?
All
or?
for Independence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to capture a bit about John from time he was a little boy.
Okay.
What was he like?
Oh, very loving, cute, my cute little baby. Everybody loved him. He was friendly. If you realize that he always speaks nice, he's kind of talkative. And you know, you can capture everything from him. He was always a very lovely child growing up. Brothers and his sisters, and so from he always loved animals from start. He loved animals. He He loved the dog, he loved the sheep, you know. He had rabbits, all those things. So he loved nature.
Wow.
And then there's something about him, I don't know if you pick it up spiritually. Right? He was always into his Bible. He's very, very, that kind of a child, very spiritual. When it coming to speaking to you, he would always, you would find he would always pray, and you could sit him down and talk on any subject in the Bible. That is him. He was always like that, and he always near the young. John is so, like we were saying yesterday, and he's very playful. He's a very playful person, jovial, but when it comes down to being upright, that is where he is, and he has a lung.
From you.
A lung, you know. That is one completely. What you see is what you get. If he show you this face, this is the face. This is him.
That is it.
He's not going to show you this and then you look around. But I thought this was one. No. That's not him. He's
Beautiful.
always, you know, that is him in itself growing up.
Beautiful. And Andrew here was telling me that there's this whole entire community supports him, you know, always being very supportive of him.
Oh my goodness. When he starts to ride, everybody is there behind
When you was
him.
at the garrison.
Oh, my first memory with John, with his very first ride when he beat Venice. And I was happy about it because you know the thing about it is when his whip dropped and he had ride Venice to win that first round. That was in here.
That must have been something.
It was something. And even in riding school, you know, the trainer said he's going to really make something because he puts everything into his riding. Everything he put into his riding.
Beautiful.
Apprentice and jockey championship. That was it for me.
I don't think there's one moment that you could have really picked out of that season.
True.
He was brilliant.
True.
He was brilliant that season. Some amazing races. Amazing races.
Juan Crawford, man.
Juan Crawford, he was on fire that season.
He was.
Yeah.
Now, I gotta ask you this, Mama. Like, you know, he didn't always have the best time in Canada. How tough that was for you to see, you know, knowing that, you know, you got such a good son, good young man, and
it was
tough.
It was a little tough, but believe me, I was always on my knees. I was always on my knees for him. I said, Lord, he's going to make it because he has it in him to make it, and he will make it. He will come on top.
He's going to make it.
He's going to make it.
His spiritual side,
Yeah.
you would pick up.
Yeah.
It came from his mother. His mother is high and strong in the church. Strong. So
Spiritually,
he got a lot of that from me.
he gets that from me. And you know, not deviating, but when I was there with him in Canada, and some person said to me, I love Juan Crawford's children. It just did something for me. And then this evening now, because we always from home, and when I talk to him, they say, Mom, this is what you teach me, this is what I teach my children. So when it was prayer time, because we always have a family time, and when he said, tell the children, it is family time, but Mom is here, so Mom is going to deal with you all. Which he would do it, but I was there. And when I started to go into scriptures, now he said, I'm going to teach you all a scripture. And when I start, they were saying, they were repeating it with me, and I was, oh my God. It just touched my heart. And then the older one, Grand, because they call me Grand, I'm going to do the prayer. And I was, I mean, it touched you to realize that he took this with him from Barbados to Canada and instilled it in his children.
Wow.
Yeah, because you know that normally they leave and they leave it behind. But he took it with him. And then when I see he send me this pic when he in the jockey room praying before they go to ride, it always touched me. I mean, I have all them, but I love all them. And believe me, I love him. He's my heart.
That.
I can't even explain how special. That's extra special. Because most people see they're looking, they're going to take the last time that he had thing, he took it, me and his wife, both of us went. But all the other times, it was me up front. And he's going to introduce me to everybody. This is my mom. And everyone was, wow, this is my mom. And he's going to make sure he introduced me to everybody. When we was at Fort Erie, and he won the first race when I was at Fort Erie, one of the trainers came to me and they said, Juan said, you need to come and you need to be in this picture. Because that was the first time I was there with him.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you need to be in this picture with him because he want you in this picture with him. And I went out on the track, put my hand, and I felt special, honestly. I do feel special. Because it's special for me because there's some people that they see me, they say, don't you remember me? I was at the garrison. Aren't you Juan Crawford's mom? And you know they remember me because so much remember, but they remember me. So of course I'm Juan Crawford's mom. They say, oh, he is doing so well in Canada. When you hear him, tell him and they give me a name. Tell him I say hello. You know, so it's really good.
Beautiful. Very nice.
Listen to me.
Very
You
nice
could
person.
not want a better son, and you could not want a better dad. I gotta go there. You can't want a better dad. He has a daughter. She does not go to sleep, Andrew, until her daddy come home. And then she would take his phone and she would call me, and she would say, Gran, look at my dad. He's so tired. He there sleeping.
He does work. Beautiful.
Whatever John is receiving now is well deserved.
Yeah.
He worked really hard for everything.
Yeah, but
I really appreciate
he knows that his mom always root for him. And you know, the last thing I say to him when I talk to him, I say, listen to me. If you don't win the race, I want you back in one piece. That's what I say to him.
Absolutely.
I say, I want you back in one piece. And when you see race of that, I am there praying for him. Every race. And I watch him before. And I ain't going to blink. Because I don't want to miss anything.
Perfectly said.
You know?
Perfectly said.
Yeah.
One of the great feelings is when you go to the garrison and you see him come out to go to that parade ring, talking to the owners or the trainer. Once he mount that horse, yeah, that is the feeling that we all waiting for, and hoping that, you know, he achieved the best and he gave up his best. And so said, so done. He did it all.
True.
And we are really, really, really proud of him. We all, every one of his family, friends,
You know,
and extended in the communities.
right, because I was just calling the
You can go
sister
anywhere
for her
and
to-
somebody would ask, how is John doing? How is John doing? Those that don't really follow racing or listen to the racing, they will ask, how is he to everybody? John, you know, like a lovely human being.
Yeah.
And he deserves
love,
everything that.
True. Love, listen to me.
Oh.
He is a lovely human being, a lovely son, a lovely father. All the accolades you can put there, that is him roll up in one bar. Roll up in one.
Really good energy to be around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Gives off a really, really, really good energy.
Well, once again, I want to thank you both. This is awesome. Awesome.
You're welcome.
I have a few pictures. Let me show you a few.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Who am I speaking with?
Juan Crawford, Souza.
Can you tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford? Do you know anything about Juan Crawford?
Yes, I know he's a jockey, and he's a hell of a rider. I watch him a lot from riding at Fort Erie. So I know he can ride. Try it all the time.
So you're very familiar with him?
Yes, man. I know a lot.
What do you think about him as a rider?
He just don't get the chance. He don't get the winning moves. You know? So when he get it, he's gonna put it over. That's all.
And so far you see him getting there?
Yes, I think so. Once he get the chance, he'll get there.
What do you think about this season and him so far?
Season?
This season, this year?
He's doing well, man. He's doing well. I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy to see him. He's trying to get to the promised land, but you have to get to the mountaintop first. You know? So I hope we get to the promised land.
Morning, sir. Appreciate it.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Andrew Smith.
Pleased to meet you. Can you tell me a little bit about what you know about Juan Crawford?
Juan Crawford,
Mm-hmm.
very hard working, good rider. Never had the success he deserves.
What do you know about Juan Crawford?
What do I know about Juan Crawford?
Yeah.
He's probably a sharp dressing guy. That's what I know about him. I love what he does with his hair. And other than that, he's a great rider. Nice guy too, eh? Make sure he gets to see that. I might need $10 one day.
Catch that one, Andrew. Catch that one. Sell it to you cheap. He saved my horse. My horse dropped the rider.
Can you tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford? What do you know about him?
About Juan Crawford? He's one of the hardest working riders in the backstretch, and he's always on horses that usually people don't want to ride, long shots, but he gives you 100% all the time, and it's paying. His hard work is finally paying off because he's winning everywhere. Fort Erie, Woodbine, and shows that he has some talent, and he deserves all the accolades, and his hard work is proving results out there in the afternoon. Very nice guy and a hard worker.
Thank you. Tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford. What do you know about Juan Crawford, man?
I know Juan Crawford from Barbados, and I think he's a very dedicated person and very hard trier.
Bye, guys.
So he works pretty hard.
Very hard worker. And you know what I mean? So far for what he has achieved here, I think he really deserves it because he's here early in the morning, he rides, and I really truly think that he should be having better horses than he gets. He's very high in percentage on the boards, what little horses have to ride, and so far this year have been doing very well.
Tell me a little bit about what you know about Juan Crawford.
He's an aggressive rider. He's a good rider. He just don't get a break. He's an aggressive rider.
Who am I speaking with?
It's Kenny.
Kenny. And Kenny, you're a horse owner, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford?
Oh, Juan has been riding for a long time, and he's an excellent rider. But in the racing business, it's not how good you ride, it's how good your horse is. He finally got a break, and now he's riding really, really well. I mean, look at his year. This is one of his best years,
All right, so that was a quite interesting morning. For me, is like really busy, but for you is normal.
Yeah, it's
right?
regular. For me, it's later than usual. Morning time.
This is my guy right here.
And who are you, sir?
Big Boy Racing.
Big Boy Racing.
Yeah,
All right, I recognize the name now.
Yes. I'm just interrupting. I'll let you continue.
Hey, before you go, man, tell me a little bit about Juan Crawford.
Well, for me, loyalty is everything, and like without Juan, I wouldn't have had the success I had with Auntie Catherine, and he just needs more opportunities, better horses, and you know, it's just how it is.
Yeah, so you know, it's been an interesting morning for me, but for you, this is normal.
Yeah, that's normal. For me, like most of my mornings are way more hectic than this. You know, I just get out a little bit earlier because I ride set today, I ride 5 today, so you know, I get to push out the horses, 1 2 cancellations, just get me finished up a little bit earlier. Usually I'll be almost like 9:30, 10 o'clock, you know,
So you get to the backstretch in the mornings, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, most of my mornings I would try to start around 6:30 here. You know, in the early spring, 6 o'clock is the start, and we'll work right through till both tracks are closed, and the last set of horses will be either going to the Sand Ring, you know, or to Baker's Acres. Otherwise than that, that's my morning start.
So on a race day like this, where you got five mounts in a race, do you get a chance to go home or a chance to break and get a rest?
Yeah, well, the breaking and the resting, the only day I would get a rest between my morning work and race day, more or less, is Thursday, because Thursday is late racing. So I have that few hours in between to go home and actually get some kind of a rest. Otherwise than that, it is get home now. But I get a few hours now before races because I finished up a little bit early. I still need to go see one more trainer and one more owner before I leave here this morning. The wife, I already called her, so she'll be on her way to pick me up shortly. And it'll be get home, relax for a bit, and back to racing.
So for you, your wife, whole family, this is like teamwork.
Yeah, it is a unit, you know, one body. And this is us for the past years. Me and the wife was together, like, and we work as a team, you know. And besides managing the family, still have to manage this job here. Others might think it's too hard, but I had a wife like mine, you know, a solid lady to back you. Then you have no needs in there, you know, everything could be met.
Well, you know, in the past I've heard people say jockey's life is wild and you don't have no time for family and stuff like that. What do you say to stuff like that?
Naturally, those are people that choose that to be wild. You know, they have no, I would say, respect for themselves, because then they have respect for yourself, and you'll carry respect for your children and for your wife, and that's mainly one of the greater defaults is their respect towards one another. Without that respect, then everything runs wild. But for me, I enjoyed partying time, but that is before I had a family, and before I had a family and a wife, you know, that was a choice to make, knowing that it can be a lifetime decision. Some things got to be removed. So it's not like me and the wife, if we choose to go someplace and relax ourselves or whatever the case is. But I think I over the parking hurdle quite some years ago. You know, I don't have the time. The time I could spend partying and utilizing that money that way, I utilize it on the family, you know, and spend the extra time that I get, which is so minimum, is with the family, every opportunity.
Do you have any advice for young jockeys out there?
Yeah, well, for the younger riders, you know, like, it got to be a need and a love. So once you love the sport of horse racing, I would request them to, like, you know, pay attention, put in that extra effort. You know, I know everybody wants to free up and have fun and all these things, but you can't allow those things to get in the way of, you know what I mean, of your business, because this is your business, this is your livelihood. So you got to make sure at all times you got to be ready to put this first, or everything else could hold the back burner. You know, partying could cause a defect with the weight of the rider, you know, and of the moral and your daily actions. So I would say party, yes, but not if it's gonna impede your horse racing. So it's just to be determined, to stay focused, because it could be short or it could be long term. If you want it to be long term, you gotta work towards it. It's every day something. And the time that you, even for a split second, get sidetracked, you can fall way behind.
Sounds like you can be a teacher, and you know, where in Barbados are you from?
I'm from St. Philip. I originally grew up from St. Martin's, grew up in Harlington and St. Martin's. I would guess even with horses, the first time I would have been introduced with horses, besides watching it on TV, let's go to the races, or you know, the races at the Garrison. It would have been going to Stout on Stout's farm, which is Sir Michael Stout and his brother Richard Stout. I used to the odd time get to go up there with my aunt's ex-boyfriend at the time, and my neighbor, which is my cousin. Both of those rode also, you know, but at that time the riding wasn't in mind. It just was an excitement because I always loved animals on the whole, you know, so that was it for me.
So, you know, maybe in the future, it sounds like you would be a good mentor for a lot of young jockeys. And
well, I had a portion of them. They would call me Big Brother, you know what I mean? Like the set of youngsters that would have came up with Rocco Bowen and all of those. Rocco, he spent lots of times on the moving, and we spent lots of times. And even to this day, if he would have had issues or personal mental issues, he would contact me and we would reason it out, you know. And any of the other riders that have the issues or, you know, anything stressing them, they speak to me, and I always try to find a way to set them on the right path, you know, reset them and get them motivated again, you know, keep the discipline up and get them motivated. So I had lots of the low riders when I was in Barbados at the time, and even the ones going to school, I would make sure, well, education is so important, so don't be lagging around the track. They could say the same thing, you know what I mean? Don't be lagging around the track when the track closes for herring on mornings. Want you all get to the doc's house, get yacht together, get to school.
Those are very wise words, man.
Yeah, because I had to do it, and I know education is very important, because if you fall to here in the horse industry, you must have a backup, you know, and that was only one of the bonuses I had in my riding school, that I had to learn every level to deal with a horse. It wasn't just about riding, you know, I had to learn the stable management, so we had the basics of everything. I had to do some veterinary, I had to learn to do some blacksmith work, all the different theories of riding, and education also was taught also there. And also, if the lady, Miss Dean would always say, if you can't make it as one thing, you have the chance to make it as something else. Once you love the horses, you know, you have something to fall back on. But her herself also, education in school, you know, that was very important.
Well, you know what? It's been a pleasure this morning, just touring with you, and I'm looking forward to even doing this some more, maybe in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Perhaps when you win that stake race here at Woodbine, you can connect again, and
yes, for
you
sure.
can talk about the journey, about coming to this point.
Yes.
You know, all from Barbados to Winnipeg, Barbados to Canada, the bad horses, the good horses, you know. You know, guess what? I've been talking to a lot of people this morning, and a lot of people are saying the same thing. Hard worker.
Well, the key to success, I guess, you know, you gotta keep at it. It's not given to me, you know what I mean, on a platter for me to digest. I have to go seek it and then find it and utilize it when you get it, and don't waste the opportunity. You know?
Thanks again, my brother.
Thank you.
You know, it's been an honor doing this, and I look forward to seeing you in the winner's circle.
Yes, thank you.
here.
Make sure he gets to see that. I might need $10 one day.